There's more to it than just being a personal trainer. I think that term is
Yeah.
gone. I really do. People understand more and more what coaching is. I think they're trying to do better, but they just haven't been prepared for it. You might have someone and they think to themselves, all right, well, I want to be a personal trainer. And then they find themselves standing on the gym floor bored, selling their time for money, counting someone's reps, losing the will to live. And it's like, okay, so we know that that's not sustainable. Outside of the gym floor, how are you managing their lifestyle outside of that? Are you equipped to manage their lifestyle outside of that?
Okay, give it up for Callum Walker. Let's go.
There's a clear difference between what a coach is and, without being disrespectful to personal trainers, if we think about the term personal trainer and like where that sort of came from, not a lot of people are aware of this, but the fitness industry in itself it's in its infancy. And so what happened maybe post bodybuilding revolution where Arnold and Lou Ferrigno and all these guys and Santa Monica, that all got really popular really quick, largely down to Arnold's popularity. And so celebrities there started investing in something called a trainer, right? And then it became a personal trainer. But back then, it was very much just, like bro science, guys, screaming at each other, counting each other's reps and everything else. And so without realizing it, the fitness industry has evolved way beyond that in the last 40 years. But, sometimes the term personal trainer can just be associated with that,
Hmm.
as in like, oh, I've got this guy who watches over me or girl who just watches over me for the session and they make sure that I do my thing, when in fact it's just gone like way beyond that. And so I suppose the purpose of this conversation is, well, what has it evolved into?
Hmm.
Right? Because here's a trend that I've seen throughout the years. You might have someone and they think to themselves, all right, well, I want to be a personal trainer and I want to show people exercise techniques and I want to make sure that they're doing things correctly and everything else. And I think it's always well intentioned. And then what happens is they get into the fitness industry and then they find themselves standing on the gym floor bored, selling their time for money, counting someone's reps, losing the will to live. And it's like, okay, so we know that that's not sustainable. It's not sustainable for your clients because it's not creating independence, but it's also not sustainable for you because people are paying you not for your time, they're paying you for a result. And so that's largely what the industry has evolved towards. It's coaching. And so that's one side of it. But then the other side is just purely like outside of the gym floor. What are people doing with the rest of their week aside from the 4 and a bit hours that they're with you? How are you managing their lifestyle outside of that? Are you equipped to manage their lifestyle outside of that? Have you actually got the skills and tools required to inspire people, educate people, entertain people in a way that tells them stories that inspires them to stick with it, despite when they're, feeling demotivated at times like this, the last quarter of the year, people start to fall off, stop adhering to the program. What have you got in your skill set that keeps that people going, keeps those people turning up? And so this is what we try to get across as a company. There's more to it than just being a personal trainer. I think that term is
Yeah.
gone. I really do. People understand more and more what coaching is. And I think they're trying to do better, but they just haven't been prepared for it. At least that's what I see anyway.
For me, I look at the definition of a trainer as someone who is just training someone who is just showing up and delivering an exercise session. Whereas, wouldn't you say the difference between a personal trainer and a coach is really centered around a result
Mm,
in terms of that you look at the result that a personal trainer delivers, the result is an exercise session.
yep.
Whereas the result that a coach delivers, well, that's a completely different kind of ball game. In films, whenever someone has a coach, they get them to that end result. Yeah, absolutely. But it's the transformation in the terms of that the person that individual then becomes off the back of working with a coach. If someone feels that they are kind of stuck in that rut of being a personal trainer and wants to step into the identity of being a coach, I think it really does come down to, like you said there, having the tools and the skill set to be able to transform someone and actually take them from the place where they are to where they want to get to, but more importantly, equip them to then become the person that they need to become. For me, the one thing I really underestimated immensely and served as kind of a call to action of, yeah, I really kind of need to change my approach here if I want to make this as a career, was really being able to understand people and then how I can take this knowledge that I have and apply that in a way that people can understand it. They can then take action and then also take action during times when they don't want to take action as well, which is like huge.
Agreed, mate. Totally agreed. And I think even like one of the how I define a coach is a guide on the side. As a personal trainer, it's very reliant on a personal trainer, which again, I love PTs. You know, I get hundreds of them coming through our doors every year, but as soon as they walk through the door, I give them the definition of this, hey, this is might be what you came here for, but here's what you're going to evolve into. And we're going to give you all of the things necessary that you're going to need in order to evolve into that.
I'm almost kind of like burnt out. So I think that the thing I love about you is being like, hey, like prevention is better than cure. You don't have to get to that place. Like the vehicle that we give you, the route that we're going to take you down is actually about setting you up as a coach. So I can speak about the nutritional side of things, that it's about giving you all of the skills. Yeah, we'll show you exactly what to do in the gym, but then also, you know, we're going to, like bringing myself on board, for example, level you up from a nutritional point of view, give you all of the skills that you need to help with your client in those 165 hours of the week outside of the gym. That has to kind of come down to you deciding what you want your personal training career to be, or your career in the fitness industry to be, and then choosing the right vehicle to get you there.